start with the highlights. Top on news. 5 quarry workers killed and 2 others injured in an attack by suspected Al-Shabaab militants at a quarry in Bur Abor village, Mandera East. And Amnesty International has expressed concern over the growing incidents of excessive force used by police officers across the country. Also, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has joined opposition leaders for talks, a move widely seen as the beginning of efforts to challenge President William Ruto in the 2027 general elections. All right, welcome on board, and we go straight to the stories of the day. We start off on a somber note where at least 5 people have been confirmed dead. That is following a suspected Al-Shabaab attack that happened early Tuesday morning in Bur Abor village, Mandera County. Now, the victims are all actually believed to be non-local. That is, quarry workers were ambushed at the work site, and 2 others were injured and are currently receiving treatment. Also, according to eyewitnesses and preliminary investigations, the attackers struck unexpectedly, catching the workers off guard. We'll be giving you updates of that as and when they get to hit the desk. Now, Amnesty International has equally sounded the alarm over raising police brutality in the country. And in a report released today, the human rights watchdog revealed that at least 65 young people were killed, while 89 forcibly disappeared, and also thousands arrested during the 2024 anti-government protest. And in its State of Human Rights report, the Amnesty International Executive Director, that is Irungu Houghton, outlined numerous concerns and incidents of human rights violations, warning of an increasing number tilt towards authoritarianism, as well as over the past years.
Our photo session we are taking care of our trees.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
TV47.
The Kenya section outlines a sustained crackdown on civil liberties. This includes the use of excessive and unnecessary force by the National Police Service during the 2024 nationwide protests. Updated figures indicate that at least 65 individuals, Kenyan citizens, were killed, 89 persons were forcibly disappeared, and thousands were arbitrarily arrested. The government's response extended beyond physical spaces, the streets, the homes, the places of worship, and other physical public spaces, to the targeting of online dissent through enforced disappearances, arrests, account suspensions, threats, and physical violence to bloggers and other netizens online. These actions were designed to create a climate of fear for those expressing legitimate public criticism and dissent.
And Universal Health Coverage Health Workers today staged a protest outside the Afia House, decrying government delays in confirming them to permanent and pensionable terms. Now, the protest followed the lapse of a 3-week ultimatum issued to the Health CS Aden Duale, which ended without action. After a 3-hour closed-door meeting, CS Duale promised to issue a formal response by Tuesday next week. However, union leaders say if their demands are not addressed, workers will resume their strike in full force.
The last day we were here, he requested that we give him 3 weeks so that he can be able to prepare and look at his house and find a solution that is acceptable and that we have been looking for the last 4 months. Unfortunately, Today is the 4th week. There's no feedback that has been given to us.
Now on Tuesday, sema Tuesday. Tuesday. Sisi wote tutaamuka, wale waliokufa na wale waliolala. Tunaelewana? Tunataka sikizeni hapa. Tunataka, sijasema tumekufa, hata kama unajua kulipo 10,000 20, si kama umekufa.
Comrades power. The meeting is scheduled at 10 a.m. Sasa nyinyi hiyo siku tunakuja mapema. By 8, we have our prayers outside here, and then when we'll be done with the meeting, we'll be coming with the CS to address you on what has come out. But in case there's no letter for transitioning to P&P and there's no gratuity, we will do a night vigil here. Same a night vigil.
There is money to give members of parliament, and there is no money to employ UEC to P&P. This is body banners.
And Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata has filed a case against Controller of Budget Margaret Nyakango, accusing her of withdrawing funds that were meant for education bursaries, that is in defiance of a court order. And now, speaking at the launch of the Smart City project in Kakuzi, Kang'ata warned that the move could force thousands of needy students to drop out of school, as many families now depend on bursary support.
The national government through control of budget wametoa ilani, wakasema gavana wasipatiane bursary. Sisi tuwapeleka kotini, Mungu akiwa mbele, tunaomba tuwashinde ili tuendelee kupatia bursary.
And now the government is reviewing the national seed policy to formalize the informal seed sector, a move that is expected to benefit small-scale farmers in Kenya. And according to a senior scientist at the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, the informal sector will be transitioned into a farmer-managed seed system once the review is complete. And now, during a public consultation in Nakuru on conservation and seed sharing regulations, Dr. Nyamongo said the policy review aims to provide guidance as well as foster growth of informal seed systems under the Seed and Variety Act.
We are at the process of revising the national seed policy to recognize what we used to call the informal seed sector, and we want to graduate it to a farmer-managed seed system, which would now then, after that revision, then amendment will be done to the parent act, the Seed and the Plant Varieties Act, to take into account the existence of that informal seed sector, which actually serves this country almost by 80% in the seed industry. And then relevant regulations to effect that amendment will again further be developed so that you inject quality into the system.
We can see that this activity of sharing and exchanging of seeds is being recognized in the regulations. So this is also one of the pluses that we are seeing in the regulations. Although commercialization is still not being recognized in the regulations, and this is because of the Act, we hope that in the future farmers will also be able to directly benefit, especially farmers who are under the farmer managed seed systems will be able to directly benefit.
Tumepoteza mbegu mingi sana, na inakuwa unaona watu wanafaidika na ukulima na hawalimagi, mwenye analima hapati kitu. Kwa hivyo sasa ndio mnaona hapa tumekuja ili tuhakikishe hiyo haitatendeka. Hatutakuwa mbegu zetu zinaenda kufaidi watu na hatuna faida.
Philip Eric Mutinda, the main suspect in the murder of Multimedia University student Sylvia Kemunto, has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and Mutinda appeared before Justice Diana Muchache Kavenza at the Kibera High Court. That is after being held for 21 days to allow investigations through his lawyer. He applied for lenient bond terms, but the prosecution opposed the request, citing concerns that Mutinda is a flight risk with no fixed residence, and of course, prosecutors also warned he may interfere with witnesses, now most of whom are students at Multimedia University. Justice Kavedza stated that due to the serious nature of the offence and concerns raised, the court would then await a probation officer's report before making a bond ruling. Now, the case will be mentioned again on May 29, 2025.
As much as the Constitution protects his right, so does the Constitution protect the rights of the victim? So when I saw the tears, I saw a victim in court. They need to be heard. So you have told me he's not a flight risk. I do not know him. So it's the social worker who will go and investigate. Is he a flight risk? Where was he arrested? He is a suspect right now. He's innocent until deemed guilty.
Which are grounds that are very, very compelling, very moving, that bond should not be given to these suspects up until the matter is heard and determined.
We have instructions. We'll be writing to the Director of Public Prosecution and the DCI to widen the gap, to widen the net, to arrest those who assisted the killer to kill Sylvia, and we shall also be moving to get the university, administration and security apparatus to be arrested and be charged for having been conspirators and abettors in this heinous crime.
And multiple national women volleyball league champions, Kenya Pipeline Volleyball Club, are back in training after sealing bronze in the Women's African Volleyball Club Championship. Our sports reporter Zuki Alan gives us more on what to expect from the powerhouses ahead of what is expected to be a close battle for the national women's volleyball title.
Kenya women volleyball giants Kenya Pipeline have resumed training in the capital as they turn their attention back to the National Women's Volleyball League following an impressive third-place finish in the Women's African Volleyball Club Championship held in Lagos, Nigeria earlier this month.
It's like we went for the club championship. All the trophies that are ahead of us, we are going in for full throttle.
The bronze medalists flew the Kenyan flag high and showcased their class as they went head-to-head with Africa's best, succumbing only to a 3-2 defeat against giants Zamalek in the semi-finals, who went on to clinch the title.
There was a bit of improvement as compared to the other years where we've played Zamalek or Ahali. We realized that most of the time you'd lose 3-0, but this time it was a 3-2, and it could have gone either way.
The six-time African champions registered 3 out of 3 wins in the group stages against formidable opponents such as the little team of Cameroon.
It's a good boost for us, and going forward we want to maintain the standard that we set up there and even make it better.
Even more impressive, the Geoffrey Omondi-led side went on to sweep the Spiking Stars of Botswana in the round of 16 before absolutely dominating APR of Rwanda in the quarters and setting up a mouth-watering encounter against Zamalek.
It shows what we did in the training worked. It instills confidence in the players that they know the process can work. If they train well, they train hard, they train smart, we can play our best.
Despite suffering a narrow defeat to the 3-time champions, the team believes the loss was instrumental in strengthening them and gaining vital experience for the upcoming championships. Pipeline went on to drop a high-octane performance in the third-place playoff with an impressive 3-0 win over Carthage of Tunisia.
Teamwork pays. If we work as a team, because all the substitutes that we brought in, all the players that we brought in, each person that came in gave their best. So teamwork can take us to the next level.
Veteran Triza Atuka defensive prowess caught the eye as she was crowned the best middle blocker in the championship.
It was the best feeling for me. It was the best feeling, but of course, I would have wished that I could have gotten that award. And of course, when the team has won, because it means a lot when you have won as a team. But still, it is something. It shows that it's not just for me, but for our team, because it shows that you are equally good in the team, because you can't be the best if you are not competing with the best.
Confidence is needed. That confidence must be exhibited by the experienced players, so that the junior players or the young players can see it's possible. Despite the tough times, it's possible. If Atuka can do it, I can do it.
Kenya Pipeline Volleyball Club impressive performances locally and in the continental stage have not gone unnoticed, with the team sealing a second runners-up position at the recently held 2024 Soya Awards under the Women's Team of the Year category. After narrowly missing out on continental glory as well as the Africa Zone 5 Club Championship, Kenya Pipeline Volleyball Club are now fully focused on the Kenya Cup and National League, determined to end the season with silverware.
We want all the trophies. In fact, we wanted all the trophies from Club Championship. We didn't get that. We didn't get Zone 5. Now we have the league and the Kenya Cup. We have to go full force because we want that trophy.
We have that confidence that if we keep up with the same performance that we had in the club championship, then we'll be able to reclaim the title, because so far I think that's the only title that is remaining for us this season. We've missed the Zone 5, we've missed the African title, so I think we'll be harnessing our energy and maybe just going for this local league title.
Geoffrey Omondi's recent appointment as the Malkia Strikers head coach has the Pipeline squad beaming with confidence, with hope that they are marching towards glory.
I'm ready for the job. I will do my best.
So the fact that the coach comes from a club is a good thing, because it's been a while since Kenya Pipeline had a coach in the national team as the head coach, and I think it's good for us. It will be easy for us to be able to adapt to the new systems or the techniques that he has.
Zuki Allen for TV47 Sports.
Victor and I will be bringing you more on news later on. Of course, at 9 p.m. we'll also have definitely news at 7 p.m. So make sure that you keep it TV47. But for now, we have to close the news now. I look forward to see you then. Bye-bye.